Hi, everyone. I'm Kohei Sato from NTT DOCOMO, and I'm really excited to be on the stage of this great event. And I appreciate all of you coming here to hear my talk, and I hope everyone here will have some takeaway through the story that I will share today. So, whoever owns digital business, they're keen to know whether their products or services meet the customer expectations. But it requires you some effort and time. And time means risks. For example, you might invite UX expert to your team and conduct a focus group interview or do a UX walkthrough, to name a few. And you can imagine it will take time to reflect the key findings through the workshop you made. Innovating with faster, safer experimentation. Today, I'll share a story about our product improvement project where we perceived user expectation with smaller effort, enabling us to refine our product in a fast, speed way. Okay, talking about myself, just introduce myself, but again, I'm Kohei Sato, Senior Manager at NTT DOCOMO Smart-life company. I joined NTT DOCOMO at 2003, so this is my 21st year. I started my career as a service architect, where I designed service specification for handset. Then I moved to corporate strategy, new business development, where I did cost restructuring, designing new business plan for diversification, and now I'm at technology strategy team, where I coordinate and enhance the tech strategies for the product of Smart-life business segment, delivering around 100 services. Outside of work, I'm a father of a daughter who's now seventh grade, and a son, third grade. And they give me energy, and whenever I work at home, they give me a lot of noise as well. And outside of work, I enjoyed playing tennis on weekends, and recently I started to road cycling, and this picture on the bottom right-hand side is my road bike, and this is a picture I took when I went to the long ride last month. It's a lake in Tokyo, and it has a beautiful scenery. Okay, talking about NTT DOCOMO. Some of you may know about us, and there are many Japanese audiences, so I'm sure they know, but we are the Japanese leading mobile operator with 87 million subscriptions. So we are the largest by subscriber basis, and we have three main pillars within our business. One is, of course, consumer communications, where we provide connectivity to consumer users. And second, enterprise, providing connectivity and service and solutions to the enterprise users. And last but least, Smart-life. This is my business domain where I belong to. It's an ecosystem business built on top of our stronger customer base. And it's really fast growing. And last year, we generated about 1 trillion yen. It's about $7 billion US, and it's expected, and we expect to grow much farther in the future. Talking more about Smart-life business, we provide several services within several business domains in various industries. For finance, we provide credit card, QR code payment, smart loans, lifestyles. We provide car sharing, work sharing, entertainment. We provide video streaming, music streaming, e-magazines, and we also provide energy, e-commerce, and healthcare, and more. And these services are comprised of 200 systems and apps, of which we develop 80 of them in an agile development way, and 50 of the systems are monitored by Datadog. So let me introduce our typical service architecture. This is like in general picture. It depends on the team or it depends on the service, but it's kind of a general image of our architecture. We use VS Code as IDE. We use Jira as Agile project management. We have Confluence for doc management. And most of our systems are built on top of AWS, monitored by Datadog, and PagerDuty for incident management whenever there's an incident or trouble notifying us through phone calls or Slack notification. And talking about Datadog, sharing our experience with Datadog, how Datadog changed the way we work, especially our engineers. These are 5 areas where we especially feel that Datadog was beneficial. APM. And prior to implementing Datadog, whenever there's a system trouble, we have to go through the system document to identify where the actual trouble is happening. But with the APM, you can identify very swiftly the system trouble. Anomaly monitoring. Datadog regularly learns the traffic patterns of your service, and whenever there's an anomaly in the traffic, they warn you in prior to the actual trouble, so you can prevent the system from failure. Synthetic test. You can test your system from the client's perspective. Auto recovery. You can recover your system without any human interaction in the loop. And RUM. I'll talk about this in the main topic from the next slide, but RUM, web session replay, enable you to visualize the user journey end to end. And you can actually project yourself to user's context, and you can imagine what the user's expectations is like with these. So, moving on to the actual project. First, I would like to talk about the product that we improved. It's called Easy Sign Up Web, and it's a gateway to our digital services. We're now connected to 28 of them, and users come through either organic search, owned media, or paid media. And you can see this as a funnel. On the left is a top funnel, on the middle is a middle funnel, and the services as a bottom funnel. And seen from the bottom funnel side, from the right-hand side, we generate around more than 50% of the new subscription through this Easy Sign Up Web. So you can understand how important it is for us to improve the user experience of this Easy Sign Up Web. And also, seen from the left-hand side, top funnel view, I personally feel from 2 perspectives. One, it's a first touch point for the users to our services. So it might define our brand image of our services, so we have to provide a good user experience. And 2, we invite heavy traffic from our marketing effort to our Easy Sign Up Web. So if there's any friction in our webs, then you're wasting your marketing effort. So again, you can imagine how important it is for us to refine the user experience of this Easy Sign Up Web. So it directly impacts our business. Talking more about Easy Sign Up Web, it's first released in July 2017, and originally it was developed by 7 members within 10 months. Aim of the website, again, we have to minimize the friction in the sign-up process and maximize the conversion. And in order to do so, we introduce a unified and seamless UX throughout the process. Some key figures to share the size of our product. We have 46 million plus page views. We have 14 million plus sessions, 10 million plus users. It's a unique browser basis. And we have 1 million plus conversion per year. So, moving on to the more technical side, this is the high-level architecture of Easy Signup Web, and it's basically has two components, each architected as a microservice and has two key roles. Let me show you one by one. Sorry, I'm trying to open up. So the first part is here. It's a front end. It acts as a web server with CMS on it. And this is the back end, where we have the application for transaction and database recording each transactions. And this back end is connected to our on-premise customer database and billing system. And also, these AWS systems are monitored by Datadog and incident management for PagerDuty. Two key roles. One is to show the web to the end users, and another is act as a CMS for service providers putting their web material without any technical knowledge. So, before moving on to detail, let me reconfirm why UX. Customers expect swift response services. Only 1 second delay in page load affects 11% fewer page views, 16% decrease in customer satisfactions, 7% loss in conversions. So you have to be very careful listening to customer voices, checking customer comments, and you have to tweak your service accordingly. But here's inconvenient truth. 91% of unhappy customers who are non-complainers simply leave. So you cannot just simply listen to the customers or read the customer comments and improve your product, but you have to be proactively improving your product, because 91% of customers simply leave your site and go to the other alternative services. There are plenty of alternatives in the consumer services field. So the project. As I mentioned previously, Easy Signup Web is a crucial user channel where more than 50% of the transaction happens. So this user experience defines directly our business result. Project goal, proactively, as I mentioned, reduce the friction and improve the conversion, and increase the subscription to our healthcare services. As I mentioned previously, we have 28 services connected to the Easy Signup Web, but we focus on the healthcare service transaction process. And Datadog RUM performed as a perfect catalyst in this UX refinement project. Okay, let me share my image of RUM. Which way would you want to drive? So the left-hand side is a foggy, winding road with maybe like 10-meter, 15-meter ahead vision. And on the right-hand side, it's a clear and straightforward road with 10 kilometers ahead view. So in my image, applying RUM changes your business environment from this left-hand side to the right-hand side. So why RUM? Visibility. Let me be more specific. When doing A/B testing, as a matter of fact, you can come up with millions and millions of options for improvement. For example, you can change the font size, you can change the design patterns, you can change the colors, and you can test each of them and make an incrementation and reach expected goals. But it takes time. Implementing Datadog RUM gives you perfect, actionable insight that accelerates your A/B testing capabilities, and you can reach the expected goal much faster. So let's us deep dive into the project itself. So this is the actual data we took from the Google Analytics, and this shows the user numbers who's visiting our CTA page, where users are required to type in the network PIN, its authentication code, and also agreeing to the terms and conditions. And the right-hand sidebar is a confirmation page. It shows whenever there's a transaction went successfully, showing the confirmation page. So as you can see, there's a significant drop-off of the users from the CTA page to the confirmation page. And what's good about this Google Analytics is that you can identify where exactly the users are dropping off from your services. But the issue is you cannot understand why they're dropping off. You can identify where from the CTA page to the confirmation page, but you never can understand why. So this is a place where Datadog comes in and gives you perfect insight. So let me show the actual video that we reviewed and what kind of insight we gained from the video review. Okay, let's check the videos together. And first, I need to say that all the text are masked because we treat this easy sign-up web treats some personal information. So Datadog has some mask features, so all the text are masked. But please use your imagination in what's happening on the user experience. Okay, let me play. Okay, we will replay this video, but did anybody get any insight? It was a bit difficult. So user just landed on our page and scrolled down and clicking on the terms and conditions. This red highlighted area is the checkbox for the terms and conditions. And scrolling down and tapping on the sign up button, but didn't finalize his or her transactions. So what we found from this video, user journey visualization, is users are overlooking the network PIN field. Let me be more specific utilizing the next slide. We have a network PIN field on top page, so users are required to type in their network PIN field for identification. But what we saw from the video was that users didn't understand that they needed to type in the network PIN field. So this was the very insight we got from the run, and we started some experiment to improve the conversion rate. So we did 4 experiments. The first one was repositioning the network PIN field. So repositioning the network PIN field. So our original design had the network PIN field on the top and terms and condition agreement and sign up button on the bottom. In the middle is the terms and conditions. And new design, we made a new design to integrate all the required action to the bottom, and we did the A/B testing. And we also confirmed the user journey on the run. And let's see what happened. I'll do the explanation in the second run, okay? Okay, so the user landing to our CTA page, scrolling down, and he or she finds the network pin field and typed in, and finalized the transaction. So this new design went very well. As a result, we had a click rate increase of 3.2 percentage points just by changing the text box location. And accounting as a business result, we gained 0.9 percentage points conversion rate increase, and it counts about 9,000 users new subscription gain, and it counts about $162,000 revenue per year. So whoever knows about the e-commerce, it is really difficult to increase like 1 percentage point sales, but we just made redesigned it, and we had 1 percentage point sales increase, but by ease. And the RUM feature really helped us. So we thought we found a formula, guide the users with the clear instructions, and we get the CVR increase. So we challenged the next one. So as I mentioned, we had 3.2 percentage points increase in the click rate of the network pin field, but we only had 0.9 percentage points of CVR. So what's the difference? Why didn't we get a same amount raised in the CVR? So again, we searched for a video for some clues in order to improve our product. So let's see the video again. Okay, let me do the explanation on the second one. User landing on the page, scrolling down, but tapping on the text, maybe with irritation, and tapping the sign up button again and again, and scrolling up, tapping the terms and condition text itself, then finalizes the transaction. So the insight what got from this RUM is some users do not realize what they should do and just press the sign up button. So the question, why didn't we get the same amount raised in CVR? The answer or insight that we got from RUM is some users did not realize what they should do. So we thought it will be very helpful, or we could increase our CVR if we could provide clear instructions. So the next experiment, adding detailed instructions. So our original design only said, enter the network pin field. But instead of saying that, we kind of instructed the users for clear actions. Tap the text field and enter your 4-digit network PIN. So instead of just saying enter network PIN, we said tap and enter. Instead of just agree to the terms and conditions, we said tap the checkbox. So added detailed instruction on the top page. Let me pause here and ask for cooperation from the audience here. Do the mini quiz. So who think that this new design gave us the strong increase in our conversion, double-digit increase in our conversion? Please raise your hand. Okay, there's a few, okay. Some slight increase, like 4 percentage points. Okay, thank you. No change. Okay, there was like 30, 30, 30. Like we had like 3 equal numbers of answers. Okay, this this in fact, what happened was we got a huge drop in CVR. This was so counterintuitive because we thought we found a formula because whenever we guide the user properly, then we increase our conversions. That was our formula, but it didn't happen. So this counterintuitive result, we had like internal discussions. So whether we should stick with this experiment for a while to this experiment get to stabilized, because maybe this was some kind of fluctuation. But again, we checked the concerned video of the user journey and checked the reason why. And let's check the actual video. So what happened was users landed on our page reading the instructions image, but just dropped off from our site. So our insight from this user journey visualization was maybe users thought this new user experience was too cumbersome, scrolling down reading instructions. So after confirming this video, we stopped our experiment in 2 days, saving our marketing effort and saving our prospective customers. So we did another approach, changing the font size for required actions. Instead of giving an image for instructions, we changed the font size for required actions. So original design, we only mentioned agreed to terms and conditions, but we emphasized by magnifying the required action text. And this really worked fine. And we got a CVR increase of 2.6 percentage points. And it accounts for 26,000 users and roughly about $468,000 revenue per year. So the review, we were able to raise CVR just by increasing the visibility of required actions, guided some users who do not realize what they should do, and we search for other possibilities for improvement, and search for relative videos and find out this user journey. Let's take a look. Okay, let me do the explanation. User landing on our page and scrolling down. And tapping on the registration button again and again, but tapping on the text of the terms and conditions. So what we found from this user journey, user experience, is some users do not intuitively understand what they should do with the checkbox. So it was so new to us because we provided this user interface throughout other services. For example, in our video streaming service, users landing on our page and typing in the network pin field and scrolling down and do the terms and condition agreement and finalizes transaction very swiftly. So after comparing these two, what we did was who actually was our users. And what we found out was the difference between the demographic group between the healthcare service and the anime streaming service So healthcare service, we had more elder people than compared to anime service, so that they were less familiar with the smartphone user experience. That's our thought. So last experiment, adding a guide for terms and conditions. In prior, we did an image on the guide, but we did a really simple guide on the terms and conditions, just telling them, tap the checkbox in order to agree to terms and conditions. Our original design had agree to terms and conditions, just saying that, but with older people trying to sign up to our healthcare service, we thought it was more helpful for us to actually tell the action required to agree to the terms and conditions. So this experiment went very well. We got another 1.7 percentage point CVR increase, and we got roughly about $306,000 revenue per year. So to wrap up, be proactive. Users don't complain to your services, but you have to find something, some frictions in your service by proactively checking the user journey, user experience, and visualizing the entire customer journey and realize that pain points really matters. And also, complacent tweaks never work. You have to design for the users. Like what happened in our experiment 2, we imagined that putting the right image to our site will increase our conversions, but it didn't happen. So you have to see it to believe it. Only users define the right user experience. And if you doing so, you will have a significant business value with higher speed and lower risks. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for sharing that story with us. There's some very good lessons there. So we do have time for a few questions. We're going to use the catch microphone here. When you have the microphone, please speak into the box. It's not very sensitive. And the room has a lot of echo, so take your time when you ask a question. Does anybody have a question that I'd like? Yep, on my way.
Well, I will invite Oni-san, who actually did a product.
Want to catch one?
Did as a product owner of this project for a Q&A session.
So my question is, when you're collecting this data after doing an experiment, making a change, how much data do you try and gather before you draw a conclusion, so you don't let things go too long, but you don't jump to an early conclusion?
I'll hand over to Oni-san for an answer to that question.
どのくらいの大きなデータをありました？どの実験でか？
この4つの改善をやった期間っていうのがだいたい2ヶ月間ぐらいで、その間のすべてのセッションアクセスされてきたユーザーを集めているので、1ヶ月のセッション数が40万ぐらいなんで、4万ぐらいですかね。のセッションのデータです。はい。
We spent about 2 months to collect data using those all 4 elements, and we accumulated about 40,000 users. So we obtained data about 40,000 users.
Thank you.
I work for an organization where product and engineering are separated. So pretty much the whole RUM information, all that is being thoroughly checked by the engineering teams, not necessarily the product. So,
Would you please say again? I'm sorry, I couldn't catch you.
okay, I work for an organization where engineering and product are kind of siloed. So Datadog is heavily used just by the engineering teams, and product don't check it at all.
Oh.
So what you have shown today, like the click-through rates, conversion rate, and all that, it's something product is heavily interested in. But how do I kind of like communicate this with the product and kind of onboard them into RUM? Did you encounter anything like that with this program? I mean, with this experimentation?
製品を作っていくためには一緒にデータを集めてですね、そのデータによって取るべきアクションを正当化するというようなことをやると思うんですよね。それがまたCVR の工場にしかつながったと思うんですけども、そういったことをですね、どうやってコミュニケートしてですね、製品に反映させていくんでしょうかということだと思いますね。
コミュニケートというのは
Communicate between who and who?
Product side
The product and the engineering teams, right? I mean, engineering.
つながり。
BU が大体28.4ぐらいあるんですけど、すべての人たちと日常的にスラックでのコミュニケーションをとってこういうことをやりますっていうのをやりつつ、
28.4?
28の B サービスとやりながら、月に1回、意見交換のようなものをやって、
開発チームの間ですか
BU とでこのはい、でそこでこういうのも紹介して、理解してもらうっていうのを日常的につながってます。
Okay, we have about 28 service lines we talked about. And then to develop that, we have to talk to business units handling those things. And about every month, we communicate, have a meeting with those business units, each business unit, to find out if it's working or not. But the ongoing communication between BU, 28 people, and departments and us is done by Slack, using Slack.
Let me add to that. I think your question was about how you connect the product side and the engineering side, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is going to be a hard sell, like, from engineering team to see like, hey, come and use Datadog, like where you get to know more insights, right? So I was just, what kind of influenced, in your project where the business units and the engineering team were able to collaborate and said like, okay, I'm going to solve this problem together, right?
Mm-hmm. So I think one key action is to kind of set the common goal, which was creating the conversion rate, because conversion rate means the business result itself, and refining the user experience, visualizing them approaches to the business result itself. So if you can communicate with the business side in that way, then we can become more close-knit team.
Yeah, that's helpful, thanks. And one question, those videos, are those the session replays? Replays in Datadog?
Excuse me, the mic echoes.
Sorry.
Some.
The videos in your presentation, are those session replays from Datadog tool?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thanks.
All right, great. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much.